They just left Stockton University, which is about 2 miles over from where maybe less than from where we are right now. And
just
Coach,
a hop, skip, and a jump.
I guess ending camp is got to be a little satisfying to get this first camp kind of in the books as you get ready for Tuesday night.
It is. It's been our third year now at Stockton, and I think the hospitality, the familiarity that we've had using the venue, staying at the hotel, navigating the community, it's a comfort level, and this particular camp went very, very well, very streamlined.
Hey, you got so many guys that people are interested to hear about. Let's start with, I guess let's start with Joel, because he's been around for a while, but he's been there, but no one's really ever seen him do anything on the floor. You get to see him. You get to see him out there going up and down the floor. His real first 5-on-5 open against, where the media kind of saw him a little bit, but just give us your, immediate reaction to seeing Joel get up and down the floor for the first time.
I mean, I'm so proud of him for the effort that he has made to stay professional and diligent on all the, meticulous things you have to do to get back on the court. I mean, you have to go overboard with all the things health-wise that you just can't miss a beat professionally with taking care of his foot and the navicular injury. And so to see him sort of reap the benefit of all of that work and actually just simply get up and down the floor, that in itself, apart from his talent, just from a human side, I was proud of him and pleased for him.
He admitted that he was rusty, which is to be expected. I mean, there's two interesting things here. He hasn't played in 2 years, but he also, since he last played, Coach, he's now 7'2", and he's now about 250 pounds, which is a lot bigger than he was when he played. Knowing that he was going to be rusty, was he further along than maybe even you anticipated he would be?
Well, I've seen him in the gym for the past month. We've had a really sort of spirited group that came back early. I love our guys in relation to their sort of desire to get better, their commitment to sort of recalibrating our own program as it relates to, moving it forward more aggressively. And he came back in early September. So I've seen him in the gym with our guys for, almost a month. Yes, to your question about the rust, he hasn't played in a long time. He freely admits it. It's true. You can see it just navigating an NBA court. But I think most of that is trumped by the excitement that he actually is moving well, getting up and down the floor, playing basketball again. And if he is anything, he is a A-plus competitor. He loves basketball, and he really competes at a high level.
Brett Brown's with us. Sixers finished up camp. They'll open the preseason, by the way, Tuesday night. You can, of course, listen to Sixers basketball here on 97.3 ESPN. And, Coach, Nerlens obviously had his things to say. You had said, look, I don't have any problem with this as long as he's here. But now that he was there for a couple of days around the other guys, has he looked around and said, maybe this will fit better than I thought it did? I mean, was there a better fitability, I guess? That's not a word, but you know what I mean. I mean, is there a better way to fit those guys than maybe you thought before you got them on the floor?
The thing that I leave Stockton strongest about as it relates to Nerlens Noel is that he came to the camp with a professional attitude. He did not sulk. He did not mope around. He competed. And as I have told everybody that asked the question, it's just such a simple answer for me. He needs to compete. He needs, like all of them, to come in and draw his own line in the sand. And it is a competitive environment. It's the way that it should be. And he handled it like a pro. He really handled it like an adult. And I'm proud of him sort of, navigating through the obvious positional sort of log jam we have with those 5 men especially. And he's good. I thought he handled his camp very well.
Hey, obviously, you got a lot of toys to play with. Ben, Dario, and saw yesterday that those two guys on the floor together, and you said, hey, we got a couple 6'10" do-alls. Do you envision that those guys will get minutes together? And was that something that you thought would happen before they got to camp together?
I always knew that I was going to be able to experiment at camp. You always knew that part of my job, is to try to find ways to play these guys together. And so the variety, the flexibility, the capability of maneuvering some things happened as we expected. And the camp allowed me to tinker with some things, to move people around. And it was really, I think, a productive week as it relates to that because I could, mix and match accordingly.
Brett Brown's with us talking to the Sixers head coach as they finish at Stockton. And they'll get ready for, again, the preseason. It starts on Tuesday night. And, I'd like to get your take because this is an area where you guys have struggled the last couple of years. How refreshing has it been to have competition at the point guard position? And how has that competition I know it's only a couple days, but is it something that's wide open? Is it something that you're really interested to see through the preseason?
Yeah, it is a completely different sort of roster we have when it comes to the point guard position. It was always challenged last year. We were trying to take some twos and make it one. We had two of our point guards that were injured and weren't available until a little before Christmas, Thanksgiving area. And so this year when you come in and you got Sergio Rodriguez, you've got TJ, who's improved dramatically over the years. You've got Jared Bayless, who's a combo 1-2. And at times, I put Ben Simmons at that position. It's very, very different what we have been used to in the past. And so I think just, that flexibility is a lot of fun to walk into a gym and coach.
Yeah, no doubt. You got a lot of interesting pieces at that position, and then you got some of your holdovers. But I want to get your take because Dario said something the other day. By the way, I was really interested because he said his favorite player was Magic Johnson, and he himself describes his best attribute, which he seemed like he was uncomfortable saying, but which was being a passer. He likes to get other guys involved, but he was also very wide-eyed by how fast and big and how good of a passer Ben has been. How much has Ben improved from the summer league?
I think he's improved. I believe he's improved at a good level. I think that what we're seeing now on an NBA court is a little bit more telling in regards to what he has actually improved in. I feel like from the summer league versus what you're seeing now, it's against, real NBA players. And so I can make that sort of judgment, I think, a little bit clearer for everybody. His defensive abilities are better than I thought. I think his ability to, play in traffic and still find people is elite. I think it can even grow to a higher level. But it was good watching him play with our guys this week. And we look forward to sort of growing him as much as we can.
Hey, Coach, if you could just kind of give our listeners just an overview of the 4 days at Stockton, some of the things that you learned, some of the things that you still need to find out. I know you need to find out a lot, that's for sure, but what kind of overview could you give of the last 4 days? Because I think it's safe to say, in your tenure here, this has got to be the most talent you've ever had on the floor.
It is. There is no doubt about that. I'm always mindful that a large portion of that talent has never played 1 second of NBA basketball, nor have they ever played together. And so, as I'm doing this, you're trying to be aware of the speed of which you can grow these guys.
Coach Brown here on the Sports Bash 97.3 ESPN. I think Tuesday night should be interesting because obviously you're going to see guys. Do you anticipate Joel, Ben? I know rolled his ankle a little today. Do you anticipate those guys playing Tuesday night? Is that the plan right now?
We're going through it right now. We do anticipate it. Ben Simmons rolled his ankle today. We're going to learn more about that later. But, yes, I anticipate them playing.
All right. We will, of course, have our eye on that, Coach. We know you guys have been busy down here at Stockton, and we do appreciate a couple minutes of your time as you're heading back to Philly, getting ready for Tuesday night. Good luck with the season, and we'll talk to you down the road, pal.
Thanks, Mike. Bye-bye.